Make the ground shake.
What's going on, guys? My name is Renegade. Today we're here to ask and answer the question, how good is Dragonlord class? Now, Dragonlord class is available for purchasing a dragon amulet, I believe, or something along those lines in Dragon Fable. As long as you've made a purchase, I think, in the game, if I'm not wrong, I believe that's what people said with Guardian class. Yeah, so you can purchase the class that way, and you have to link your account up. But before we get into the video, if you guys leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, that'd be great. And while you're down there, in the comment section, if you guys leave any suggestions for other classes you wanted me to take a look at, and this series is more of like a review / guide series, so any like class you want to hear my opinion on or see like a guide for, then leave that in the comment section down below. So as for the guide itself though, we'll just join Shadow Realm for this particular class, as I am going to be categorizing this class as a farming class for now, although it does have some, well, I guess it's really just a farming class, I suppose. For its enhancements, however, it does have a mix of physical and magical abilities. Wait, does it? No, it doesn't actually. I'm completely wrong about that. But it does have, it does benefit from having some spell power, although it is a fighter, it's almost a fighter orientated class. You could use fighter, but luck is generally, with these old classes, luck is generally the way to go. You just want to increase those crits and such, which is what luck generally does. So you can use an unstable weapon if you want as well, but I'm going to be using stable. Luck is generally the way to go, but you could use fighter if you wanted, but that would just decrease your damage quite a bit. So yeah, as for the class itself though, we've got just a standard auto attack here. It's actually pretty lethal, to be honest. That's a 1k crit I'm getting. It's not incredible, but it's not bad either. Like, I'm taking this guy down fairly efficiently. I'm critting quite a bit for some reason. I don't know if there's an increased crit rate or something like that, or if the crit rate's particularly high. That's fairly high, I suppose. By the way, its mana regen system is basically hits and crits, and it's relative to their own HP pretty much. So its first ability here, it's called Cleave, and it says it deals moderate damage up to 2 targets in melee range, which means that if I'm standing here, for example, I'll deal it to these two here. It's not really a good example, to be honest. If I stand here, it's going to deal it to these two because they're in melee range and these guys aren't. So it's not going to just randomize like it does with some other classes. It's just going to hit the ones that are in melee range. It's not a particularly great attack. When it says moderate, it really does mean tiny. It is really quite small. It's much smaller than the auto attack. But it's still an AoE ability, so it's decent enough, I guess. It consumes 20 mana, by the way, so it's actually fairly mana consuming. I'm sorry about that background noise, by the way. The rain just really picked up at my house. It's pretty soothing to listen to be honest, from my perspective, but it's really probably not that great to hear that noise in the background. I apologize for that. Heated Blade is your next ability. It consumes 15 mana, it has a 4-second cooldown. It is well, all the abilities here say physical, but it does benefit from having some magical, spell power. As I said, 15 mana, 4-second cooldown. Deals light damage and applies searing heat, reducing haste and hit chance by 5%, stacking up to 4 times and lasting 10 seconds. So I presume when it says reducing hit chance and everything, it's doing it to the enemy. It's really doesn't deal that much damage at all. In fact, 400 crit is quite bad. Really is pretty terrible. 115 non-crit is really quite bad, but again, it's decreasing their haste and stuff, which is going to help you, especially in farming situations. So there. It's more going to be useful for like bosses, for monsters that have a lot more health though. So that's a thing, I suppose. This ability here is called Lifestealer. It consumes 35 mana, has a 10-second cooldown. It deals damage based on the difference between your current HP and maximum HP and heals you for some of the damage dealt. So let's take some damage here. I figured out yesterday a good way to damage myself up to use a heal and test how effective it is. Let's grab out Necromancer for a second here and just deal some damage to myself. Alright. Good. Let's get some damage taken. Where's Dragonlord? Right there. Alright. So, we'll see what this is. It's 1,417. We healed for about, let's just say 200 or 300. That's probably a good range there. It does have a 10-second cooldown, so it's really not that great. But yeah, I suppose it keeps you healthy in really easy battles. Again, everything in this class is very old. I actually did this class as a suggestion because people were asking it on my Guardian video. It really isn't that viable today. Hopefully it gets buffed sometime soon. Hopefully Guardian, Star-Lord, and Dragonlord will get buffed. That'd be great. AE, if you're watching, that'd be awesome. I know it is quite a bit of effort to do that to all these classes that I'm mentioning, but it would be awesome to see that happen at some point, just in the future at some point. It really isn't that great, the heal. The Cursed Blade, that's your last ability. It consumes 20 mana, it has an 8-second cooldown. Deals damage inversely proportional to your current MP to up to 2 targets. Applies Cursed Blood, increasing the target's damage taken by 12% for 10 seconds. So that's gonna increase. It's gonna keep that damage, that really poor damage, up a little bit. As you can see, my crits that are about like 1.1k are now like 1.3k. So it's increasing it by a little bit. Nothing to be too proud of though, honestly, in terms of damage dealing. But you know, it's something. I guess anything is better than nothing with this class. Let's see if I can get a heal in here. Yeah, so that healed. Whoa, that's actually a good amount of damage. Holy shit! Wait, what? Holy crap! How did I deal that much damage? I don't know. Am I? Wait, hold up. Am I just? I just actually need to really take a look at something real quick here. But that was interesting. I actually hit quite high. There might be a little effect in there that I'm negating to consider, but what I was thinking was this class was not very good at hitting, but that 2k crit is pretty good. What ability would have done that damage? Oh, okay, I was low on MP, so it would have dealt quite a bit more damage. Alright, that makes sense. So let's use Lifestealer, just as an example. Oh god, okay. Use that, consume as much MP as possible. Come on, let's consume some MP up in here. Get me down. Ugh. Lifestealer, why are you not consuming enough MP? Jesus. But as you can see, just in general farming situations, this class doesn't do too bad, and it is better with an unstable weapon. I'd have to say it is better. Those larger crits is what's going to really help you. But when you do get low ones, like consistently, like I was just in, it's really going to be bad, but I think the trade-off's worth it. You do get some pretty good crits in there. That is what's going to help you. It's just the healing that mainly is the problem. But yeah, it would be nice to give this class a good buff up. It would even maybe inspire some people to play Dragon Fable if they did buff this class, because this class would become a whole bunch more valuable. So yeah, overall, I wouldn't think this class is that good for farming. If you are looking for a farming class and you are going to be spending money on it, then I'd just go for something like Blazebinder. Although this is much cheaper, I think. Something else, maybe like Shaman if you're going to spend money. I don't know. If you're going to spend a lot of money and you want to get something that's good at farming, then maybe Paladin High Lord, something like that holds a bit more value outside of what the class can do. Something like, I don't know, just avoid this class basically. There are better alternatives. It's really nothing special. It does have some cool artwork though, as you can see here with it's got some cool like old style artwork here. It really does look old. You can instantly tell that's just an old style of artwork, so it is kind of cool to have that, I guess. But other than that, really, this class doesn't really have much use. In comparison to other classes out there, so it's not really that great, honestly. I wouldn't say it's really that viable at all. But then again, you can get some pretty decent crits in, especially when you're low on MP. So depends on where you are, what you're doing. But that heal again is quite terrible. So yeah, I don't know. You guys be the judge of that. But when your MP is really low, I just noticed that I critted fairly high when my MP was even just lower than like 80, and that critted quite high. So maybe when my MP is really low. Okay, I know a way of consuming a lot of mana real quick before we end the video here. Let's just grab Darkblood Storm King, smack an enemy with that, quickly go back to Dragonlord. Alright. And bam. Huh. That's okay, I guess. It is unstable, so it would be hard to predict it. But other than that, guys, if you guys did enjoy the video, then leave a like. If you want to see any more of this sort of content on my channel, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.